What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today my brother and I are here at Wilson's tractor, and if you guys noticed a while back, we had this tractor here. We tore the engine out of it. It's actually how I hurt my back, and Aaron had to carry me to the hospital, but we finally got the block back from the machine shop. The head, all the pistons are here, and I've actually started putting some of the pistons together inside the shop. You guys have been wanting to see an engine assembly on a tractor, so that's what we're doing today. We've got the block here. It's all oiled down so it doesn't get any rust or anything happening to it, but I've got 3 of the pistons assembled with wrist pins and stuff like that. This bath right here is brake clean, and we've got fresh engine oil right here, so when we're building the engine, the rods can get cleaned immediately, and then we can put the pistons and rods together. So that being said, we're gonna hop right into it. Right here's the head for the engine also. All right, guys, so I've got the piston rings all installed on the piston. They're not in the correct orientation yet, but we'll do that right before I get the brake slide in the engine. But I've got the rod fresh out of the brake clean and the wrist pin. So first things first, you're gonna take your finger, dip it in some oil, and lube up those wrist pin holes. Just a second. And always don't be afraid to use massive amounts of oil on anything. Shovel right in there. Just like that. Here. Alright, so next up,
a few moments later.
Next up, a lawnmower starts.
Alright, guys, so next up on the list, I've got the main bearings put in the block, all lubed up with some assembly lube. Not too much, but just enough. I've got the crank right here all polished up, cleaned up, ready to be installed. We're going to set it down in the engine now and get it torqued down. I've got the main studs right here, I've got the torque wrench ready to go, and we're going to get it all installed. Alright, guys, so up next, we've got the crank set down in there, the main caps are all tapped down in, and the main bearings are all in there. So I've got my torque wrench set at 115. That's our first setting. Then we're going to go to 125 after. So you always start in the middle and work your way out. Bring that one to 115. It's always good to check and make sure that crank still spins smooth after every torque.
Make sure the crank spins smooth there, Bubba.
It's spinning good. We're going to bump up to 125. There's the final torque setting for the brake mains. Torque down. Still spins nice and smooth. Got a little bit of resistance because of the assembly lube, but so this engine has a balancer gear assembly that's going to go in here after we get the rods put in. So we're going to flip it over on its side and get the pistons put in, and then after that we'll get the rod caps put on and tighten it down. Alright, guys, so I've got 3 pistons put in the engine already. No rod caps put on yet, but I've got them in order of how they came off of each rod. So first things first, I put my rings where I want them for the correct ring orientation. I dip it in the entire piston in the oil, so we got plenty of oil. Guys, you can never use too much oil when assembling an engine. And I've got my rod bearing put there. So next I'm going to take my ring compressor right here, put it around the piston just like so. We're going to take our ring compression pliers. We are going to put it on here just like that. And make sure we're around all 4 rings. We're going to just kind of like come here, Bubba. We're going to move your rings like this to make sure there's nothing binding up anywhere on that piston. And while you're doing that, slowly start to cramp these rings down. Just like that. So now I've got these rings clamped, but you don't want to do it too tight where it doesn't turn. So now we're going to come over here to the engine. Just like so, and make sure that on the pistons we've got here, we've got an arrow to point towards the front of the engine. We're gonna slide those down in there very, very carefully, just like that.
And there's that arrow right there.
And take our hammer, use the butt end of the hammer, very clean hammer. They actually make a tool from Snap-on to beat pistons in before you got arrow through here. And we're gonna watch these rings over here as I'm tapping them. Make sure they're going down in that block very carefully. It doesn't take much. And that's it. That piston is all the way on the crankshaft. And now what we're gonna do next is drive these other ones down with the crankshaft. Right here. Just like that. Now once we're gonna rotate the engine over here in just a moment and put the rod caps on. So I got the rod caps all tightened down and torqued. We started at 60 and we went to 65, so they're all torqued down and pretty much ready to rock. Engine turns nice and smooth with no hiccups. Well, if I can do this with two hands. Nice and smooth with no issues. So the lifters are actually at the machine shop still. Whenever I pick the engine up, I forgot to grab them from him, so I'm gonna run down there on my lunch break, grab the lifters, and I've got the cam right here all cleaned up, and the timing gears and idler gear and injection pump gear right here. So once we get these ready to go, we're gonna get it bolted in there. Alright, so I'm back from lunch and I've got the injection pump hung on the side of the engine. I've got it timed, if the camera will come into focus, there we go. And I've got all of our timing marks lined up. Come on, camera, let's go, there we go. With our crank, our idler pulley here, which drives the cam over here, and our injection pump over here, and there's little timing marks right there, you can kind of see it right there, and there's small timing marks right here. The pump's advanced a little bit, so that's why the marks right there aren't exactly lined up, so for more power. So I've got the front cover I'm about to bolt on here. I put a new seal in it. The seal installs from the back side of the cover, so but it's all on there. I'm gonna get it slid over the crank here in just a moment and get her put together. Got the oil pan that was outside. It was covered in freaking grease, nasty inside. This thing weighs like 100 freaking pounds because it's like part of the tractor frame and the front axle bolts in there. So we're gonna get the gasket. I've got it laid out right here, so hopefully it gets straight because they come like folded in the packages for shipping. And I've got the oil pump. I filled it full of oil to kind of get the gears wet and spun the engine a little bit to let the oil pump soak up some oil, so when we do start the engine, it's not starting up completely dry. So I'm gonna put some silicone on the block and get the gasket laid on it and tying her down, boys, and she's getting there. We're gonna be starting it up hopefully in the next couple days. So got the engine flipped over with the help of my little brother because this thing is like super duper heavy with that oil pan bolted up to it, and we've got the got the head gasket set on here. I've got it cleaned. We brake cleaned everything to make sure that there's no debris and it's nice and dry and free of any oily residue. So we're gonna get the head set on it here in just a moment and get it torqued down. I've got the torque specs pulled up. It says like 125 for the head bolts, I think, somewhere in there. So we're gonna get this head set on it now. Yep. All right, so up next, guys, we're putting the push rods in. We've got oil on both ends of them. Usually I would use a single lube, but we're going to be starting the same lube in the next couple of days, so oil will be okay, so we're not putting it in the storage after being built. So those are all in. Next we've got to put the rocker rack right here on the engine. And the reason we have to put this on with push rods instead of torquing the head studs down like we normally would on a diesel truck is because these bolts also torque down, kind of like on a 12 valve, I guess you could say. Cummins. So now come around to this side, cameraman.
Gotta line it just right, right?
Alright, so now we've got all the push rods and everything lined up. We're going to start these down by hand. And I use a Milwaukee electric ratchet. It doesn't have much torque whatsoever, but it's got just enough that we can run these head bolts down without hurting them. guys, I have to readjust our valves. So now that those are all in there, we'll get the rest of the head bolts set down in the bed. I always dip the threads of the bolts, a little bit of oil, shake it off really good so we lube those threads as they're going down in the block. They're not going in dry. Usually when you use like ARP head studs, they come with a special lube. Yeah, this is a lower compression. It's still a high compression diesel engine, but it's not as high as the diesel trucks. We're reusing the head bolts. There's nothing wrong with them. I measured them. They're not overstretched. Got all the head bolts ran down with my electric ratchet, and now we're going to start at the center and work our way out on torquing this thing down. And it calls for 110 foot-pound of torque on the head bolts, so we're going to start out at a safe 80 and work our way up. So you're continuously going in a circle while torquing this down. Well guys, pretty much a wrap for today. We've got the engine almost 100% assembled. Tomorrow I will be getting it painted. We've got some forward blue over there. I've got to get the exhaust manifold on. I got it down there. It's all cleaned up. I'm waiting on a thermostat to get here. I got to put an oil filter on it and stuff like that. I've got the power steering pump all bolted up. Injectors are in. Got the return lines down here soaking in the brake clean bucket. They are pretty much clean. I'm going to pull them out. And yeah, she's assembled, guys. Here's your content you've been asking for as far as engine assembly, stuff like that. Once again, I'm ending it off here in my garage from a long day at work with the Corvette and the freaking Can-Am four-wheeler. I hope you guys enjoyed the engine assembly video. We're going to be doing part 2 either tomorrow or the next day. I've got to put a clutch in a tractor tomorrow, so I know I have time to I'll get some clips of the engine tomorrow and stuff at the shop. So I'm trying to give you guys a video every day or every other day for the entire month of September. So hold tight, guys. Smash that like button. Drop a comment down below if you're happy to see some working going on, and subscribe to the channel, guys. And go to hdracing.com and grab your merch. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.